Hello, so I'm going to be doing a start to finish on a crow head. Now I'm going to be doing this for a few heads, just, um, because, I don't know, maybe it'll help somebody. So I'm doing the crow head because it is not a vanilla art creature, it's something imported from Atlas, so maybe this will help you. So first things first, I'm going to export the male crow head. I'm not going to worry about the female. Gonna make a new folder. I'm gonna pause the record. There we go. Now I have my keyboard on screen, so I don't have to say what buttons I'm pressing. So we do the crow head, and then we go into Blender. If you want more, this is not an in-depth thing. This is just watching me do stuff. So if you want a more in-depth, go look at the other videos. So I'm gonna get rid of that, keep the transform, and I'm gonna be moving kind of fast. We'll do keep transform. So, since this crow is kind of simple, it does not need those. I need to reposition the eye bones. Whoops. Median. There we go. Looks like the eyes are a little bit crooked, which is on some creatures ever so slightly for whatever reason. And I think they need to move down a little. That's better. Okay. So obviously you'll be positioning your creature correctly yourself. But this is just me doing my thing. So I am additionally going to check. This has a bunch of unused materials. Color eyes and eyes. Now the eyes probably are not good because they use new eyes, so I'm gonna import the eyes from chicken, I guess. Gonna clear that, go back in here and select just the eyes. Okay, now let's position them. There's some big ol' eyes. They're also slightly misshapen. Or maybe... they're just really big. I personally don't like that. I'm just going to position them like I want it. But the eyes are also gonna be hard to do, so hard to do where everyone can agree that that's kind of how eyes should be. So I think I'm gonna do just like the chicken and allow the player to rotate the eye. Okay, here we go. Oh, before I do this, left eye, right eye, I'm gonna get rid of all those. Get rid of the old crow eye material. And there we go. Obviously, I don't like the way those eyes are pointed. Probably be easier in editor to do that, though. So, tell you what I will do, though. Never mind. Guess it doesn't like that. Okay. Gonna go ahead and parent, keep transform, and make sure that's actually pointing to the right skeleton. Now it is. Okay, now let's get to business. First thing to do is reset this to eye top. Did it do both? No, it did not. Need a space there. There. Now we take both of these and rename that to right eye and left eye. That should handle that. If I go to the weights, it should. Yeah, have the eyes weighted perfectly. Now, we're going to go ahead and test the pre-existing weights. And we can already see that the jaw is not quite going to be hinging at the right location. So we're going to move this to be about there. That looks right. So now let's pose. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to fix it. So select the skeleton, then that, then go to weight paint. And let's fix up this jaw. Can you go away? Thank you. Oh, let me make sure I'm on projected. Okay, good. Before I go any further, I'm also going to normalize. It should bring the weight in a bit heavier there, and it did. Wonderful. The head is also weighting this slightly, which it should not be. And normalize all. There we go. So now I fix that up. Should probably be fitting up against the top beak a little better. Now, we do not have any fizz bones to do, so it's just the eye sockets. So we're gonna move on to that. There we go. So let's do the top eye socket. Okay. I did not have the right bone selected. I need to make sure. Okay. Top. Now I have the right one selected. Okay. What? Okay, something's wrong here. Looks like it renamed that, so I gotta rename this to left eye and right eye. Now I can go back into weight paint mode, make sure that I'm selecting top, and that should put it right. It did. Okay, wonderful. So there's that. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the bottom. Should be good. And because I did it on projected, I only need to do that once, and it does it on both sides, which we can fix later, but trust me, it's just the quicker way. It also looks like my top was not named with the underscore, so I'm gonna keep the same naming convention. I mean, it hardly matters because the player's not gonna be able to edit these bones anyways. So, yeah. Also, I'm going to clear user transforms. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is go back in weight paint mode, and we are going to duplicate that one. Or actually, before we do this, we are going to select both of these eyes and remove the weights so that it's not touching the eyes. Wonderful. And then we are going to smooth these, probably just by one iteration. Same thing for this one. And then we're gonna lock them and normalize all, and that should have taken it away from the head. It sure did. Now we can move on to making the left and right eye separate. So we will duplicate, duplicate, and just replace the R with an L, and there we go. Now we have to fix up the weights. So we're going to oh, they're locked. Huh, no wonder. So I'm going to remove the right, then invert, and remove the left. That way when we go into weight paint, that is the bird's left and the bird's right. So there we go. That should be that. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be done with this. Relatively simple. Let me go ahead and delete that though. Okay. Now we're going to move the crow head. No, it needs a custom skeleton. I like to kind of consolidate my skeletons when I can, but it needs a custom one. Actually, we'll get the material settled first. That's probably a good rule of thumb. So now that we got the crow, first thing that we're gonna do is go to my chicken. Where's the chicken? Chicken. And we are gonna copy that eye over. It's not the eye we're gonna use, but it'll be a good starting point. Okay, let's make sure we got all the bones here. We do. Okay. Now we're gonna go up and grab the crow textures. All that jazz. And let's go back here. And save them all. The other thing that I'm gonna do is, unfortunately, you have to do this one by one. Okay, now that all the textures have been set to virtual textures, we can start to work with them. I might as well pull the chicken. I mean, it doesn't really fucking matter. Okay, now let's get this set up. When I do this, I like to have them side by side, so I'll shrink this down since I'll never look at that anyways. Stick it over here. And then I will open this up. Okay, first things first, gonna start replacing these bad boys. That is not what I meant to do. I meant to hit that one. Crow. Normal. I think that's all the maps done. So, there's also a detail normal that it always has that I don't like. Let's see if it's doing it. A little bit, but it actually looks okay. I think I'll keep it this time. So, let's see. See what we're working with. Let me actually see if I did any region replacer shit. I did. I'm gonna uncheck use region replacer. Dark is using 5, so I can split that up, but we will see what happens. So that's 1. I don't think that's anything. Oh, 0 use 1. I need to uncheck that. This is 1. This doesn't do a damn thing. Does it? Oh, come on. Okay, it's finally done doing its thing. Oof, that is some extreme AO. We're gonna have to look into that. But I don't think this is doing anything, so I'm gonna uncheck that. Color 2 doesn't look like it's doing anything, which is good because that's the eye color. But I can change that around if I needed to. Nothing. Okay, color 4 is good. And that is yellow. It says magenta, but it's not. Yellow and magenta are flipped in the naming scheme for whatever reason. Okay, and that's pretty good. A little dark, but it makes sense. Most beaks are kind of dark. Am I using better color? I am. Okay, and that is the region. Do we have... There is a tongue. I don't mind leaving the rest of the beak, but I want to see if I can color that tongue. So, we have pretty good baseline. Let's go ahead and start coloring it to its default. So it's going to be kind of a real dark like that, and then looks like the beak is gonna have a bit of a reddish hue to it, something like that. Oh. Okay, that was cool. Thanks for doing that. And then the yellow will just be a kind of white. Yeah, that looks much like the picture. Okay. And then everything else, I'm just gonna set to black so that I'm like knowing that it's not in use yet. So I'm gonna do a secondary dark region color because the dark region, obviously, which right now is on region 5, colors both the tongue and the beak, and I don't want that. So fucking itchy motherfucker. Okay. Right, so we are going to add secondary dark color. Secondary dark color will go to region. I don't need damage, canopy, or base color. Or any of this. There we go. It's gonna go to region... We'll put it on region 3. And that gives us a nice cyan. That's already coloring the tongue. Did I just get lucky as shit? I mean, I can't hardly can see it. Can I put it on a cube and see it better? Kind of. The AO is not doing me any favors. Okay. So it looks like that is the tongue, but let's readjust just in case. Yeah, so this is the tongue right here. So I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna go like that. And like that. There we go. So there's our other region. Now we can go ahead and change that to a proper fleshy color, which will do. Because of the desaturation, that's actually not bad. I think I'm gonna stick it right there. It looks pretty good. All right. Oh, forget it does this. Hold on. And we're back. That thing, I don't know why it happens a lot, but it does, and it takes a long time every single time. So we are now going to open up the crow feathers. Pop it over here. And we can start working on those bad boys. First thing first. Plug that in, plug this in. Do we have a project mask for this guy? We do. Do we have a, did we even plug it in here? We did. So I'm not sure that that's the proper map usage. It looks okay. I think it's okay. All right. We're gonna do here and crow feather. How does that look? They look a little not colored correctly. We will try to, because I had to do some shit with the chicken, so going to what is it, tile? It's not tile. What is it? No. No. God, I don't remember. Tiling. Okay. 0.33 and then 0.5. Interesting. It seems as though that is what it's supposed to look like. If you're curious as to why I did those numbers, you see, because there's 3 sections on the X for these feathers, so each section would be 0.33% of the image, and then there's like a half kind of thing, so that would be 0.5. So, yeah. It really just depends on what your atlas looks like as to how that's going to be set up. I don't really like how the back looks, if I'm being honest. But that's how it is. That shouldn't be how it is, because... No, I'm not willing to accept that. These down here... Yeah, those down there look okay. But we're gonna fix up the upper feathers. So we'll take one of these guys and see in UV editing. So this is the culprit. So 0.33. So that's putting it 0.33, 0.33, this is putting it here, down here is where it's putting it. So where do I want to put it instead? Let's try to just stick it up here with this one. Let's see what happens. That looks better. Doesn't look like he's balding. Okay. So now I'm going to let's look at the airspeed. That's fine. This thing looks a bit weird. It just has some backside boost. I don't know that I want that, but it doesn't really seem to do anything. 30. I kind of like 30. Base color power. Should be 1. No, it should definitely be 1. I think. Okay, that fixed a little bit of it. The other bit is it has a bit too much AO. Specular, probably. No, that's not quite it. I think that does need to be a little lower, but that's not the issue. Multiply. Here we go. So that needs to be 1. Down here, 0.7. That's better. Okay. Now I think I'll go ahead and test it out, but I think the AO is, yeah. too extreme on the head as well. So put that back to, I'll put it at 0.5. Where's that the specular? Because it looks fine here. I'll do something like that. BC plus AO val. Detail AO. That's fine. Model AO. Does that fix up this side? No. I'm pretty sure it's specular. I don't like putting it higher than 1 though. Is that just because it's black? Okay, it might actually just be because it's black. Let me do kind of a red. No, shading is still a bit intense. How do I solve this? Go ahead and copy that, and then we'll set it to red. That's better, actually. It's a lot better. I think the AO on the model was not correct. Okay. There we go. So now if I set it back, matches the feathers and looks good. Does not look too dark. I like it. Okay, cool. So now that we got those two, last thing that we need to do is the eye. So let's get that settled. Eye is a bit special. It uses this, and we are going to put the radius up to 1. What is that? That was the wrong thing. Pupil is what you want to edit. Flatten. Zoom. Gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Gonna go in here, take a look at what we're doing. See a little bit more what we're doing by ripping his eye out. Okay. Cool. Is it not pupil? Was I right before? Was it, hello? Okay. Hires UV. Here we are. So where is the eye on the texture? It's over on the left. What? It needs to go further to the left than what we can see. That's not even working. What the heck is going on here? Like, I see the eye there. Well, now it's moving. What the? Okay. Sure. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's... And now it's not moving. Oh. Is it too small? Crow eyes too small. That's getting weird. It doesn't feel very small. Okay, well, I'm gonna use my own UV offsets because it's being stupid. I hate when I have to do this crap because it's like every single fucking thing that I've run into always has some little thing that I need to fix, and what do you mean? Why is that changing nothing? I'm gonna be back when I fix this. Okay, I think I finally got it. And this is the code. You can ignore this. This is my code here for scaling the iris, which is better than their shitty code. But, anyways, so that should be, we should be able to get it where we want it now. So, I first have to fix this somehow. Okay, there we go. So now we can start to put that at 0, and I'm going to put this at 0 as well. And that zooms in, that zooms out. So I'm going to leave all that at 1, 0, 0. The radius, we can change that whenever we feel like it. But let's get it centered on the eye first. So this material will be included. The base material is just the refractive based. If I haven't copied over the same code over there, then just look for what I showed you in here, which is just this section right here. It's shoved in between the last node and the iris color. So you can go ahead and do that yourself. Let's scale this. First things first, I need to go ahead and that's pretty good. Now we'll do 8 on both sides. And then we can refine our point. Okay. Let's do 15. And refine our point. There we go. Needs a little bit more over to the left though. Yeah. Okay. Of course that looks awful on here. What? Okay, whatever. I'll just redo it. So what, 15 is roughly where we wanted it? Okay. So what am I looking at here? Looks flipped or something. Is it up here? Yeah, there it is. go to 10. That's too far. I lost it. There, that's pretty good. Now we'll start scaling this. It'll probably actually be near 0 if I keep scaling this up, right? No, guess not. There we go. That looks right. Now we can just do it a little fine tweaks. There we go. Okay, now let's put that back into place. You can do that by closing and opening the thing again. And we will take a look at that iris scale. Yeah, the fucking eye is looking into the head, so we gotta change that. But for now, we will just look at the iris scale, and I personally believe that it's a little too big. So we are going to scale it down. Something like that. That's better. Okay. That looks pretty good. Pupil. Let's do something like that. Okay. So there we go. There's our eye.
Yeah, so easy to set up.
Ah, fuck you. Okay. So there we go. Now that it's done thinking about life. Oh, test map. Yeah. Let me go ahead and make sure I did. So we do not need a physics asset on this one. So I just need to get this and physics example 2. I can go ahead and close all this crap. Yeah. Okay, so we open up the control rig, import the hierarchy, and we're finally on the straightaway. Wonderful. Did I even... I did, it's just the eyes are... Oh, jeez. It's okay. I can fix that. I actually might fix it in here as opposed to in editor. And we can We can see what's going on there. We are going to set this to individual origins. It's already there. Nah. I won't like it. Fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the center line of the eye, and I think this looks like it. Okay. You want to play? We'll play. This one right here. There we go. Now we're gonna set the cursor to selected, and that should get right around the center. And then we're gonna select all that and do 3D cursor. I'm gonna get a bigger view. And I'm gonna go ahead and select the eye again. And now that it's rotating around the 3D cursor, it should do a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's better. So we will rotate out 10 degrees. I don't know that I want to go down. Other than doing like something like that, and then we set the eye back in. Because that's still gonna be in the head, isn't it? It's not gonna be... I think unfortunately I'm gonna have to settle. That's a shame. It's a damn shame. So 30 out? And of course, this likes to play, so that's what we're gonna do. There we go, that one's 30 out as well. Is there really no... There's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna just remove that so I don't have to do everything twice. And we're gonna select this eye, deselect everything else, and set the cursor there again. Okay. We're gonna get this guy's eye looking right. Is that good? That's actually really good. And it's still forward very much. So now I'm gonna take this bad boy and duplicate it, hit enter, scale it across the, whoops, cursor to world origin, scale it across the, what? Scale it across the x-axis, there we go. Until it's exactly 1, there we go. And that should be a perfect mirror. Now, because it's inverted, I need to go to mesh and set my, flip my normals. And then go to the right eye and assign that while removing left, and that should do the weights properly. And now, if I export again, our crow should have both eyes. And they're looking in the right direction. Very nice. Very, very nice. So there we go. I almost forgot also that the crow needs to put that away. Then I need to copy pasta these guys. 3, 4, 5. And then the eye, we can do something a little special with because we have the color space for it. So that's no longer going to work on color 0, so we should definitely set that to 1. Like so. And then we can actually do, because I don't think 1 is used, or 2 is used either, so we can actually put the sclera on to, but we're going to actually color the right thing. There we go. So 1 goes there, 2 goes there. That's perfect. The only thing that's blue is the actual eye, which we're not using anyways. Okay. So now that that's done, we can finally save the feather and go to put all the data in. Oh, wait, shoot. No, I forgot that I need to do the thing here. First thing I need to do is assign it to crew. Brilliant. Next thing I need to do is blink timer's fine to leave, but I do not have any physics, so I'm just gonna bypass that. You can delete it. I tend not to. I do need to fix jaw offset though. And I think that's gonna fail because I forgot to make a virtual bone there. There we go. All right. So that's good. I'm gonna plug that up there now and left eye bottom. Left eye top. Right eye bottom. Right eye top. There we go. And if we compile, we should not get those errors anymore. We do not. What? Oh, that's because they're actually being offset now. So we need to go ahead and reset the translations and stuff to 0. Okay, now we can actually start working on the blink. So we start on the left eye. There's one. Okay. Now we plug the thing back into the eyes closed pose, and then that back into there. And then we need to make sure that this is the right thing. Left eye, right eye, bottom, right eye, bottom. That should be the right thing. But we'll just watch it blink. It is not. Eye top. Okay. Oh my god, just... Come on, blink. There we go. So that looks good. Brilliant. Okay, so now it's blinking and everything is ready. Now I can actually start to move it in. So we are going to open this and then go to the structures and part data. I'm gonna actually copy the chicken. That has the closest bone hierarchy. Crowhead. There we go. Now I can go ahead and stick the crowhead in there. go. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Crowhead. Am I fucking recording? I better be. I am. Okay. Crowhead. Crow. Alright. And the mask, you want to set the mask as well, but I'm using the same mask for all my heads. Expand all. So you do not have a waddle. You do not have a crest. But I do want them to be able to touch the left and right eyes just in case. And I think that's got everything. Now to test. Which for you, unfortunately, will take a lot longer because you don't have CA core in engine. Which is a shame. It'd be cool if you could, like, load a mod into the engine without having access to the uncompiled files, or the the raw files, because then anyone could just copy CA and steal. But anyways. Yeah. I'm gonna make him evil. Rawr. Angry. Oh, and like, oh no, that's not the right one. This one. There we go. Evil eyes. Might as well turn his other feathers black as well. Yeah. The Plague Doctor, let's go. That works. Blinking looks great. There's no dynamic bones to check out, so this is complete. Only other thing to check out would be the bones, and a lot of times I don't check them out because I trust myself and my bug test team. I assume that they are going through... Oh, look at that. It's not working. Well, I guess we need to look at that. Why would you not be working, my guy? First thing, this needs to be compiled. First thing is any of this working? It is not. You know what that means. Fish! Kidding. What that means is I forgot to reference my control rig. Boink. That should take care of it. Oh, but yeah, shout out to GlyphRP for being my little testers. Specifically, one staff member in particular is has been putting a lot of hours into testing. But I don't want to call them out by name because I don't have their permission to do so. Let's see. Left eye. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. You can you could like you could scale down the eye and like move it. Okay, well that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. So we can do like -1 or 2. 3 might work. So you can be like, I lost my eye in the war. That's pretty neat. All right. I know that a lot of people are gonna ask for eyes. I should probably go back and retroactively make sure every single eye on every single mesh is weighted so people can move it. Why do I think about things like this? Anyways, that's all for the head. Congrats if you made it this far. Have a good life, I guess.